I've definitely talked about it before, but around this time last year, I got laid off from my first full-time job as an adult. Yeah, literally graduated college, couldn't get a job directly in what I got a degree for, so I went and got something else. And for a while there, I was really fucking scared because I just spent 4 years and a lot of money trying to get a degree. Now, if you're wondering, my degree is in computer engineering. If you're unaware, that is a pretty broad degree, so you can be like a software engineer, which was more my interest. I like the security domain specifically. I got a minor in like computational cyber whatever. The thing is though, I had to work as an electronics tech because there was just nothing else for me. I couldn't find a job. It was relatively close to my house, and I'm not joking when I say I couldn't find a job. I applied to probably over 1,000 roles. I used to remember the number, but I don't anymore. And I wasn't like super unhappy, but to go back to living in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house and sleeping in a twin sized bed just really pissed me off. And because I didn't get a job I wanted, I kind of felt like I wasn't on a path anywhere. And in retrospect, you definitely have some options if if you can get a job in electronics, right? I think now, I graduated in 2024. I think now it's even worse. I think it's even harder to get anything, but at the time at least, there was a path there for me. It was just not what I wanted. And I also heard from plenty of people who didn't graduate in the situation that I did that I was getting fucked over, that I was, being significantly underpaid, and that I did wind up doing engineering work basically. And so in a way they were right, but a job is a job. And I thought that this was it. I thought that my whole career thing, it didn't pan out. So I needed to think of something else because I'm not living with my parents when I'm 30. I just got to figure something out before that. And I really thought about what I liked, and I thought about the things that were important to me, and I kind of came down to the idea that, like, okay, if I can't be a programmer person, if I can't do technology stuff, then I'm gonna do social media and I'm gonna make YouTube videos. I've been doing it forever, might as well, but I'm gonna take it seriously, okay? This is a business. This is like the thing I need to work out so I can eventually live by myself, have a life, not feel like I'm a disappointment. And I don't know, this is no shade to any of the people who did the same job that I did. It's mostly an internal thing. And most of the guys that I worked with also either had like art degrees, and this was sort of like the thing they did after that didn't pan out, or they were, electrical engineering technicians or things of that nature. Think there was one other guy who was like me, who had a legitimate ECE, EE degree and just wasn't able to get a real job. But he was a little bit older. Um, this is no shade to any of those people. It's just purely how I felt about my situation. So this was a very good motivator. This was a very good motivator to basically make me follow my dreams. YouTube is one of my dreams. I think if I had to list them, I probably only have like three or four dreams. It's, mostly celebrity related, honestly, thinking about this, because it's like be a successful YouTuber, be a successful musician, make a technology company, and like have my own business that makes cool shit, and or just live out on a farm. I mean, that last one's not necessarily exclusive, but that I decided YouTube was like the most approachable of my dreams. So I really started grinding. I was posting 3 TikToks a day for over a year. I was streaming for, I wound up actually not being that many hours, but, like 10 hours a week while working a full-time job and making YouTube videos on top of like, out of the streams or in addition to the streams, and all of this was, pretty fluid for a while. I did it for about 6 months without any real issues, and then I started to slow down on my weekly YouTube uploads, and I it's just hard. As I was doing this, I was committed to the pace that I had said because I said I was gonna do it, but I kind of had realized that, um, streaming is basically a huge waste of my time, unfortunately. I really like streaming. If I could get 100 people in a chat room right now, I would stream every day. It would be awesome. But I'm not using my time valuably if I'm streaming to two people who both aren't watching and have me open in their other tab, right? So how do people learn about your stream? Then I thought maybe I need to lean more into TikTok, so I was trying to make more TikToks. I tried to hype up my TikTok game, maybe make it like a little bit more of a like post production, right? I was trying. I was really trying to come up with something. And uh then something really bad happened. I said it at the beginning of the video, but I got laid off. And it basically took me from like, oh man, like things aren't going my way. I'm in a good position where I can work and save up money, live with my parents. I don't really spend money on anything except for, my girlfriend and YouTube shit. And I couldn't even keep that. I couldn't even keep that job. My role was eliminated. That's how fucking little they cared about me. I had to go. They don't even want to rehire someone. They're like, nah, we don't need it. And it's not actually a reflection on me, but it felt that way at the time. And as someone who I basically didn't care, I had kind of decided like I'm going to do, a good job. I would like to keep my job, but this is not my path, right? And I couldn't even fucking hold it. I couldn't even keep it. I couldn't even keep that job. So then it was pretty much an immediate panic of like, oh fuck, I'm screwed. I definitely had a lot of time where I could have made content, but my imminent I did stream. That was actually something interesting. I did stream and make TikToks through all this, but the YouTube fell off. And then eventually the streaming fell off. And right now we're at the point where I am not posting consistently on TikTok. And honestly, I don't think that that is even what I want to be doing. And I can get into that a little bit later, but continuing on with my story here. So I need to solve this immediate problem of not having a job. And I really want to take my, year and a half of experience and use it as like the leverage to get myself an actual job with an engineering title, you know? And it took a while and it was very stressful and I had to give up a lot of stuff, but I eventually landed one. And then I was there for a few months and I really wanted to learn the ropes and things just kept I feel like getting better. I don't, it's a job. No one I would say loves their work, but like I feel pretty good about what I'm doing every day and I feel pretty good about the fact that like this could go somewhere. It's not a dead end job. It could maybe take me to like a higher engineering role because something I didn't really explain when I got hired as a technician, it was like a weird situation where they kind of knew that what they were going to do to me. They knew that I was kind of going to basically be an EE, but have the title of a technician and have the technician manager as my boss. Um, so I was like, I was doing pretty well relative to technician scale. Engineering scale goes a much higher though. And I don't know. Now I was able to move out. Maybe, me and my girlfriend are planning the future, and all this stuff is great, right? But I really want, I feel like something's missing by not doing the content stuff. I feel like I'm missing out on, creating like what could potentially be creating an opportunity for my dreams to come true. And it just is hard. It's hard. And it's crazy to say this, but when I thought that it was this or nothing, it was a lot easier because I have to make the YouTube video because what the fuck else am I going to do to get myself out of the mud? And now I'm here. We're not, I'm not a millionaire. I didn't even get that crazy of a promotion all things considered, but I just I just don't have that intrinsic, oh shit, everything is bad. I need this to work out push behind me. And so I've kind of been thinking about it. I've been thinking about what's the point then, right? What are we doing? Do we like making YouTube videos, or do we like the idea of being a YouTuber? And the 2024 to like 2026 timeline, let's just call it that, I had a very specific goal, which was just to make as much stuff as possible. Okay, I figured my TikTok sucked. I figured my streams sucked. It doesn't matter because I'm going to get better. So we just need to, do the thing, get better as fast as possible, right? I'm definitely not a perfect creator. I mean, you can tell from the multiple flaws in this video that I haven't even discovered yet, but I'm a lot better than I was before, to the point where I don't think that spamming more videos is a good path to improvement for me. And I also don't know if short form content is worth it for me. Because I think about what I like about YouTube, and I'll get into it, but I think about what I like about YouTube, think about what I dislike about YouTube, think about like the pace, the value added of a video, the reason why someone would want to watch your video, and they're very different games. I like long form YouTube. I like, a highly edited video made by a guy who really cares about the thing that he's talking about. Sure, there's still an algorithmic component to the YouTube system, right? But it's significantly less than on TikTok. On TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, whatever short form platform you want, as a creator, you need to be posting daily and you need to be posting multiple times a day. I've proven to myself that I'm capable of making that much content, whether it's good. I have signs that point to the most of the shit that I made not being very good, but every once in a while something would do very well. I mean, my account has a couple million likes, only like 10K. Actually, I think it's like 8K followers. So, the we're not good at motivating people to do that. But that's the game, right? That's the game that you're playing is run on the content algorithm treadmill and try to catch a wave. Try to say the right thing at the right time. Try to, go viral. And viral, it means different things now, but technically I've gone viral, I guess. A couple million view videos. I think I have a few with like almost 500K likes. So like, pretty big videos, but this doesn't do anything for my TikTok account, let alone grow the stream, which was the whole point of making TikToks to begin with. And so that kind of left me with like, do I need this ritual in my life? And then I'll think about the experience of watching TikToks, watching short form content, which I'm not going to stop doing right now. That's outside of what I'm willing to do right now, but what I will say is after a TikTok session, I couldn't tell you like the third video I watched. I couldn't probably tell you a fact about anything other than like the most recent video I watched. So, from the creator end, it kind of just feels like I'm shooting threes and I'm just chucking up as many as possible, just fucking go, 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 trying for hits, right? But I think that if you were focused and thoughtful, you could probably make good videos more often than you don't. But that wasn't what I was optimizing for. I was optimizing for making a lot of videos. And now I think that maybe we should focus on the quality, and maybe we should focus on the things that I like. Not, I set myself a goal. I need to make 3 videos. I need to make 5 videos. I need to post them. Like, literally, dude, I used to, before work, post. Then I had a 10 o'clock break. I'm posting. Then on lunch, I'm posting. Then 3 o'clock break, I'm posting. Then I get home from work, I'm posting. And it would just be every fucking couple hours for over a year. I did this for over a year. And just it just wasn't rewarding. I didn't get much out of it. I feel like I didn't improve that much at making TikToks. It's not like my success rate of hits went up. And it's because I wasn't really being thoughtful either. It was mostly an exercise of, I need to make 3 videos today. What are 3 things I can talk about to make videos on? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you want to go from like zero to just making an account. Do that for 100 days. Make your first 300 videos or whatever. That's great. I think that that's useful, but it's not getting me to where I want. So we have to switch it up. And the problem is, things are just hard. Like I said earlier, man, things are challenging to actually force yourself to do when you don't feel like the whole fucking world will collapse if you don't do them. Like, seriously, I was staying up until 3, 4 in the morning to edit videos, and like, all it is like me eating the nachos that they sell at the movie theater, or like I streamed Melee until I won a competitive game. Like, these things are not super, like things that the world needs to hear about. But I just felt like I needed to get them out because it was this or nothing. It was this or my I live at my parents' house until eventually they die. And I can't do it. I don't know. Who knows, man? Maybe my life will get worse and I'll fucking have to do this again because I'll feel like it's the best option. Or maybe, just maybe, I'll actually, be passionate about this and make a cool video and take my time, no schedule, just, you know, enjoy the parts of YouTube that I enjoy. And I enjoy a lot of it, okay? One part of it that I think you have to enjoy to do it is the small details, man. Something I'm just this type of guy. I do like soldering under a microscope and stuff. I speed run. Like, I'm a very technical details. Like, I like to, do the thing until all of the little kinks are ironed out. So I'll sit there and, the first 10 seconds of a video, we got to make sure the sound effect like hits at the right time so that it feels like it creates an impact and stuff. I love that world. I love writing and expressing my thoughts, and I probably have written, uh, dude, over a script a month, probably like a script every other week for a video. And I just don't get beyond that point because I don't love this part of it, which is why I was hoping I would be able to, get more comfortable talking like this. And I'm definitely more comfortable than I was like October 2024, but I still don't feel like I'm good. I don't know, because I'm not working on it, right? I got to a level where I could kick it on and do the TikTok voice and make a video. But like, we're not going beyond that. We got to a level of acceptability and then we just kind of stopped because The priority wasn't making this video the best video possible. The priority was the next video. I literally used to do the Tom Brady, where like, what's the best video I ever made? It's the next one. He used to say that about his rings. I'm from Philly. I don't even fucking like Tom Brady. Fuck Boston. I don't even care about sports that much either. Genuinely, fuck the city of Boston though. Fuck Boston. Fucking wannabe ass Philly, bro. Fucking I'm getting way out of here. But to bring it back kind of full circle before I wrap this up, it's just interesting to have my life get better, but feel like I'm moving further away from my goals. And I don't know how to fix it, but I just wanted to talk about it and, maybe post a video, create some inertia, even though this video is not going on my main channel. This video is going to go on the same channel where I post all the other videos where I do this. And I don't know, maybe it'll motivate me. I have a script that I wrote that I think is actually pretty good. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. What if I come back and YouTube gives me like 10 impressions? They don't even want to share my video. Does it even matter? Does it even matter if no one watches it? I mean, a little bit because I spent a lot of time on it and I would like someone to watch it, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I just like making shit and I like expressing myself. I've always been attracted to things where you get like to be creative and make your own thing, and whether that's music, YouTube, fucking electronics, programming. Dude, at my job right now, I'm learning CAD. I'm learning SolidWorks. Sorry. I'm learning SolidWorks. Like, I'm a maker, I guess. But yeah. Well, maker is like a YouTube niche, I think. I'm not going to be making maker YouTube videos, but I view YouTube itself as like a thing to be made. And I got to do it. So yeah, just a little ramble, a little rant for today. If you watched this, thank you, appreciate you. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I hope I said something and, gave you something to think about. Uh yeah, peace out, boys and girls and NBs and fourth category. I don't know.